Hey y'all, welcome. This is my first video. If you're watching this, you saw my Instagram story, and yeah, I'll talk a little bit about that. First, I want this video to also just mainly be like what I've been enjoying / what I'm looking forward to. But to start, I really don't use social media like that anymore. I check it maybe once or twice a day. I've deleted Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok. Instagram's kind of the only place I'm on, and I really just use that for mutual aid stuff. And sometimes I feel bad about not reciprocating anything. I love seeing y'all are all so far away from me. I love seeing what you're doing, but I just sometimes don't have the energy for Instagram to post my own stuff, because it's also stuff not me. I've always loved like when I did TikTok a lot, that was always my shit. I love doing that, but things happened, things change, and this feels like a fun little way to look back on the years. We'll see how far I go with this, but that's kind of why I made that post. If you're seeing this, I haven't made it yet, but you will obviously have seen it. Anyways, welcome. Other reason real quick, I with all the mutual aid work and my actual job stuff, it's just safer if I kind of stay off of social media. With organizing stuff, I need to be on very secure channels for that most of the time. That's another reason I don't use anything else really, is they're just not as secure. So yeah, anyways, let's start. Let's jump right into it. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm playing. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna start with some books that I really enjoyed from 2024. I'm also not going to be editing this because I don't have the software for that yet. On my computer, I don't have an Apple computer, and I just want to get this done. So yeah, one take, let's do it. Anyways, books I loved in 2024. We're starting strong. A Visit from the Green Squad by Jennifer Egan. This book, oh my goodness, I ate it up. It was a gift, and I'm lucky to have the physical copy. I really recommend you have the physical copy because, little backstory on the narrative is it follows a different character each chapter, but they're all in the same sort of universe and community, centering around, it all kind of bounces off of this one music producer and the people that make up his life and the people around those people. And so each chapter is a different narrative, a different story, but they're all kind of interweaved. And Egan does a really good job of just making you care about people you do not know. Very emotional chapters with some folks that live in incredibly mundane lives, some people that have super eccentric lives. And you really see the flaws and the personalities of the characters in a way I don't think you see very often in fiction and in writing. And Egan plays around with format a lot. One reason I recommend the physical book is because there's a really good chapter that's formatted as PowerPoints, and it's kind of a conversation between a dad and his autistic son, told through the perspective of his daughter who loves PowerPoints, and it's just so beautiful. I cried a lot reading this. I can't wait to reread it. Also read Candy House this year, right after this one, which is the sequel to this. It's a little more out there, not as much of what I like in a story, a little bit too sci-fi-y, which will make sense if you read this, but this is a lot more grounded, which is what I like in fiction. Which is funny because that brings us to the next book, which is This Is How You Lose the Time War by Max Gladstone. And I forget the other author's name. I always forget the other author's name, but it's written by two authors. And that is a beautiful book. It's really short, 150 pages, science fiction, but in a way that's not like any other science fiction book you will ever read. Really wonderful, poetry basically. It's written in prose, but the way that like the first few chapters all beget what happens in the end, and it's just so like it follows these two characters, red and blue, and they're sort of it's a really lovely lesbian romance that kind of travels through time and space and everything. It's the letters they leave for each other as they fight against each other. Incredible, like great book. I really want to read some of their other stuff. 2024, I wanted to read 14 book or 15 books. I got to 14 and I finished the 15th on the first day of 2025, and I was so mad about that. But yeah, I really want to read more this year. My goal is 24 books. I think I've read 3 or 4 right now for 2025, but those were two of my favorites for sure. A favorite this year so far has been Carnality by Linda Wolf, which is this sort of strange, like very like sadistic and also masochistic like narrative around a guy who's just like going through it, and a nun, and a game show that he's on, and this caretaker who's a writer but feels so out of place in the world. And it's really well written, called Carnality. Linda Wolf, very strange, surreal writing, and really dry sense of humor, which I really like. So that's been probably my favorite read of this year. Right now, I'm reading what is likely going to be another favorite read, which is Toni Morrison's Song of Solomon, which kind of centers on I've only read like 60 pages maybe, but it's about a actually landlord, and like one of the first black landlords in close to Pittsburgh, which is kind of cool. And well, it's all fiction, but yeah, really good writing. She is so good, and it just makes me want to get back into her writing in a way that's not like a required reading. I think I've only other read Beloved and Sula, and so that's for 2025. I want to read more Toni Morrison. Let's see. I also am looking forward to reading Sally Rooney's new book, Intermezzo, which I've heard good things about on Goodread and just like from BookTube, which, yeah, that one's kind of on my list. I want to read a lot more, just in general, but also trying to get back into nonfiction. I'm reading Leslie Feinberg's Transliberation right now, which is a really lovely look at what conversation and organizing looked like in the 90s, and what like their sort of activities in that space looked like. Yeah, really cool to see what Leslie was thinking. Anyways, that's it for books, I think. I'll probably make a better video with like an updated what I read in January/February. Let's talk about movies. I saw a lot of unfortunately good movies about white gay men last year, and Queer and All of Us Strangers, really like them. All of Us Strangers has moved on to my letterboxd top 4. Like it's one of my favorite movies. Andrew Scott is amazing. Paul Mescal is fine, but Andrew Scott, I've loved that man since Sherlock, and I really want to watch some of his other work. Ripley, which he produced, is on my list. That's up there. What else did I watch in 2024? Challengers, which didn't get any nominations for an Oscar, which is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Like, the soundtrack was incredible. I listened to it for months after that movie came out. So yeah, that was another good watch. One Core Y, I finally watched like Happy Together, and I just watched Chungking Express, which is one of my favorites. I didn't really love In the Mood for Love, to be honest. I'm not like the biggest fan, but I got Chungking Express, like, and it has Faye Wong, and I love her, and her cover of the Cranberries song is so good. That movie's great. For movies, I'm really looking forward to, I don't know if there's anything like in production that I'm like super excited about. I was excited about Anora and didn't really like it. Seed of a Sacred Fig is a documentary I want to watch about the Palestinian movement, and sort of the Israeli bulldozing of Palestinian land specifically, but that film hasn't received distribution. That's on my watch list. I really want to watch just more like queer movies and documentaries, I think specifically because, you know, you can only watch so many movies about like white queer people, in my opinion. Especially with like lesbian narratives, like there's like unfortunately so much of like the canon for lesbian film is like Carol or like But I'm a Cheerleader, which is a great movie. I love that movie, but like I want to see more people of color, like just to be frank. And the movie is more profound when that happens. Joyland, perfect example of that. Beautiful movie. If y'all have not seen that movie, it is a much must watch. Yeah, want to watch more queer cinema. I was going to the AMC, like, I had, like, the AMC A-list for a while, but there's just nothing good out, so I canceled that, and, yeah, looking forward to, maybe, I don't know, whatever Andrew Scott is in. I kind of really love that man. Um, Anyways, follow my letterbox. That's actually the only social media I kind of give a shit. I think it's electrelame, just like my Instagram. I'll put it in the description, whatever. But yeah, this is just a first video. We'll see how this goes. Because I want to check in with y'all more, and I don't get to do that a lot with work and school and just my own, like, sort of adversity towards adversity or aversion's the right word, sorry. Aversion to Instagram. It's just, like, in social media. There's so much AI. I fucking hate AI. That's another thing. Don't talk to me about, oh, AI is good. No, we're done. Anyways, I love y'all. I hope y'all are having a good year so far. And check back in if I make another video. I'll probably post it on Instagram too. It'll probably be edited and I'll actually have like talking points. I literally wrote down talking points and I already forgot what they were. So anyways, that's it. Thank you for watching and I will see y'all later. Yay.